Sushi and sleep. World's oldest person offers tips for a long life. Seeking advice on how to live a long time, you could do a lot worse than Misao Okawa. This Japanese woman will celebrate her 116th birthday on Wednesday. Okawa, pictured above, celebrating her 115th birthday in 2013, spoke to the UK Telegraph about her secrets for longevity. Those hoping for an obscure secret trick always jump on one foot at exactly 3:43 a.m. while playing the banjo are in for a disappointment. Okawa attributes her incredible lifespan to getting plenty of sleep, eating well, and taking a nap as needed. She told the paper, "Eat and sleep and you will live a long time. You have to learn to relax." Easier said than done, of course, but when advice on living a long life comes from the world's oldest person, it's worth heeding. Okawa, born in 1898 and great-great-grandmother to 6, eats sushi at least once every month. Tomohito Okada, head of the retirement home where Okawa has lived for the past 18 years, told the Telegraph. When asked by the Telegraph about her happiest and saddest moments, she spoke about her 1919 marriage to her husband and the birth of her 3 children. Her husband passed away in 1931. Her surviving children are 94 and 92, according to the Telegraph. Okawa became the world's oldest living person last year when the previous title holder, Juromon Kimura, passed away at the age of 1916. Teen sues parents for cash college tuition. Does she have a case? A New Jersey teenager claiming that her mother and father tossed her out of their home and cut off financially is suing them for immediate support, current private school fees, and future college tuition. The parents, meanwhile, say that daughter Rachel Canning, 18, moved out voluntarily after refusing to abide by their rules. "We love our child and miss her. This is terrible. It's killing me and my wife," Rachel's father, Sean Canning, a town administrator and retired police officer, tells the Daily Record. "We have a child we want home. We are not draconian, and now we are getting hauled into court. She's demanding that we pay her bills, but she doesn't want to live at home. And she's saying, 'I don't want to live under your rules.' The rules," he notes, "include reconsidering her relationship with a boyfriend who may be a bad influence, being respectful, and abiding by her curfew." He and his wife, Elizabeth, who live in suburban Lincoln Park, about 25 miles outside of New York City, have kept their daughter's car because they paid for it, says Canning. And he admits that they did stop paying Rachel's tuition at the private Morris Catholic High School. A hearing is scheduled to take place on Tuesday in the Morris County Superior Court. For months, Rachel, an honor student, cheerleader, and lacrosse player, has been living with the family of her best friend and classmate, Jamie Inglesino, whose father, attorney John Inglesino, is bankrolling Rachel's lawsuit. He's also requesting in the lawsuit that the Cannings reimburse him for the legal fees, so far totaling $12 $12,597 according to the paper. Rachel's attorney, Tanya Helfand, is not taking calls as she prepares for Tuesday's hearing. Her office tells Yahoo Shine Rachel did not return a call from Yahoo Shine, and the Morris County Court was closed on Monday due to inclement weather. But the Daily Raker reports that in the suit, Rachel alleges that her parents decided to cut her off from all support both financially and emotionally as of her 18th birthday, which was November 1st. Her suit also demands the following of the Cannings: that they take care of an outstanding $5,306 Morris Catholic tuition bill, pay their daughter's current living and transportation expenses, and free up her existing college fund, as she's already been accepted to several universities. It's not unheard of for youngsters to take legal action against their parents for various offenses, from the pregnant Texas teen who sued her parents for allegedly pressuring her to get an abortion, to a pair of siblings in their 20s who used their mom unsuccessfully for bad mothering. Even so, the Canning case is an extremely unusual one, according to experts in family law. That's because similar suits typically involve either a divorce situation, with parents disagreeing on a child's financial support, or a fight for emancipation, in which a teen is declared financially independent from parents. This young woman is actually saying, I want the court to compel my parents to continue to support me financially. That's what's unique in this case. Mary Coogan, assistant director of the nonprofit Advocates for Children of New Jersey, tells Yahoo Shine. So this young lady is a unique situation because it does become very fact sensitive. There's really no law directly on point. What families in similar situations have done, in Coogan's experience, is to file for what's called a family crisis petition, in which the court will try to mediate an agreeable outcome between the parents and their child. Talking the situation through would be a better route than a lawsuit. Kenneth Newman, a New York divorce mediator and psychologist with the Center for Mediation and Training, tells Yahoo Shine, we often use the legal system as a way to deal with disagreements when we should be using therapy or meditation. He says, noting that Rachel's case is extremely rare and that he's not had a case like this in 30 years, with the most unique angle being that the parents are not in disagreement. Unfortunately for Rachel, Newman says, I don't think she has much of a case. This sounds like just another 18-year-old who got into a thing with her parents. 10 things France does better than anywhere else. And France is an impressive country, and nobody knows it better than the French. The country is surprisingly like the United States, which is taught a thing or two about liberty, in that you don't really ever need to leave. There are sophisticated cities, sunny seashores, snowy mountains, and wooded valleys all in one country, not to mention a lot of cheese and sex, as well as quite a few other things the French do superlatively well. 1. Cheese. Yes, it's a cliché, but France remains the ultimate destination for cheese lovers. General de Gaulle once asked how he was meant to govern a country that produced 246 varieties of cheese. Maybe he was afraid they were living organisms and would start a revolution. Some French cheeses, such as Reblochon, are so smelly and runny they seem to be decomposing. Even milled and hard Mimolate is apparently so scary that last year the United States restricted its import. No one's arguing import. No one's arguing against the existence of great cheeses around the world, but no French citizens need to go much further than the corner shop to find one. 2. Shopping. There's a reason the French invented the word bourgeois, which now stands in for all things materialistic. Paris department stores stock everything from cheap generic brands to labels so chic you feel the need to dress up before trying them on. The annual sales in January and the end of June offer unbelievable bargains because by law all stores have to discount prices at the same time and compete for business. At the other end, the French have defended their small, often family-owned neighborhood stores, boulangeries, from being steamrolled by chains. The French also do quirky one of boutiques, probably better than anyone else. 3. Museums. Paris, of course, is home to perhaps the world's best-known museum, the Louvre. But French museum culture spreads much wider afield. The Loire region has what is arguably the most beautiful collection of museums in the world. Its catalogs include a huge chamber with the spectacular collection of tapestries and an impossibly romantic Chenonceau astride its moat. Even the lesser-known castles can be wonderful. Chinon, for example, is set above a perfectly preserved old town. You can almost hear Joan of Arc riding up to the gate and offering to kick the English invaders out of France. 4. Trains. French trains are faster than planes. If you want to go from Paris to Mediterranean coast for lunch, hop on a TGV, train a grande vitesse, or very fast train. 3 hours later, you'll be sipping rosé and gazing at billionaires' yachts while the flyers are still putting in the claim for their lost luggage. TGVs crisscross the country, and the SNCF, French National Railways, offers excellent online deals. First class for just a little more than second. The French might like the good life, but it didn't also mean slow. 5. Traffic jams. The average French driver's notion of etiquette is a strong but terrifying one. I'm going that way and you can't stop me. If going where he or she wants to means causing an accident or total gridlock, that's everyone else's fault, none. The unwillingness to acknowledge any other car on the roads, the supreme French belief in liberté incarnated in the automobile, means that on every Saturday in summer and on national holidays, the whole country is transformed into a huge traffic jam as everyone drives to or from their vacation at exactly the same time. 6. Politeness. The French. On they notoriously abrupt, especially Parisians when addressing non-French speaking tourists. More accurately, the French have mastered the art of being impeccably polite and startlingly dismissive at the same time. When a posh motard raises on one eyebrow and oozes "Monsieur" or "Madame" at you, he's simultaneously respecting you and questioning your right to exist. But if you get the hang of French politeness, anything is possible. The golden rule is simple. You should begin every conversation with a bright bonjour. This doesn't just mean hello. It's recognized French code for yes, I'm here and I'm respecting you by being polite, so you are going to respect me and maybe even be pleasant to me. All that in the magic word, and it works. Sexiness. It's hard to pin down sexiness, but for many being French is a good working definition. That accent, plus a certain insouciance and join the veer, yep, inevitably slipping into French here. Make a pretty attractive package in both men and women. And then there's plain sex, which is everywhere in France. Take French films, or for example, which almost by law have to include at least 2 naked breasts and 4 buttocks. French men and women know the rules of attraction equally well and rarely stop playing. It's almost the duty to look sexy and classy whenever anyone else is around, and to leave a memorable impression. 8. Luxury. It's a clever trick. When you think of luxury goods, the word French slips almost automatically into place. Today, the French talent for luxury has trickled down beyond Louis Vuitton, Dior, Moet at Chandon, and the rest. Its effects can be felt in the dozens of stylish Parisian cafes with starched apron waiters, and in the many reason price spot hotels such as the Lazur, French side only, that can make you feel like a millionaire without charging you accordingly. French light touch sophistication has been copied worldwide. 9. Customer service. Oh yes. Related to politeness, but with an important retail distinction. The French have a saying, the customer is king. Yes, and we know what you did to your kings. But behind the sometime facade of surely indifference, French service can be wonderful. That grumpy waiter doesn't hate you, it's just that he's a pro and you are an amateur on his territory. The same goes for the snooty department store saleswoman. Unlike in other countries, such jobs in France can still be lifelong careers, bringing a lifetime's worth of skills. The thing to do is soldier on, smile, and inform your server what you want. The French respect people who know what they want and will do their best to help you get it, as long as it's not just before their lunchtime, of course. 10. Globalization. France has the world's best policy on globalization. It depends so much time complaining that foreign invaders are killing off its economy that no one notices how French products are taking over the planet. Have you checked recently who provides your electricity, who owns your transportation system, who feeds your army, even who built your city's public toilets? Especially if you live in Europe, there's a strong chance you will find a French multinational such as EDF, Transdev, Sodexo, or JCD Decox. That's not to mention the countless French brands on every shopping street in the world. Next time a French person tells you Hollywood is destroying French culture, just point to the nearest public toilet.